It's a beautiful morning. Thank you for joining us. My name is Rose Blossom Moya. Of course, you're watching Women's Corner, and here we talk about women, children. We try to inspire women, most especially entrepreneurs, NGOs, whatever business you have. We try to bring you up and, of course, share your success story of how you got to be where you are. Okay, today's exciting because we have another success story we're sharing today with one. She's been on the show before, but this time around she's coming to share her success story. But before I introduce her, I want you to know that we are streaming live on Facebook and Twitter, Galaxy Television, but to watch us we're on Galaxy Television Web, TV Web, GTV Web. So just type it in and of course you can watch us live. Also, we're on YouTube channels are Galaxy TV Entertainment, Galaxy TV News, and we have Galaxy TV Comedy. You know, you can laugh out all the frustration, all the back and forth we have with the economy and the situation in Nigeria. Sometimes you need to put a smile on your face, so you can go to Galaxy TV Comedy to actually watch some of the skits right there. Okay, we also have Galaxy app on Google Play Store and Apple Play Store. You can actually watch that and on terrestrial TV, so you can actually watch. We're also on Start Time, so you can actually watch all of our live programs and not miss anyone. But before we go on today, usually we'll take a tip first, no, just more like a pre-introduction to what we'll be talking about. We're talking about how did she get to where she is right now. Where was she? How did she start? What is a pain? What is her story? What is a success story? But before we bring the guests on, let's quickly go for a tip on career advancement. This is how to advance your career. You could be where you are right now, but you're not comfortable. You want to get further. So these are tips that will help you get further into your career. So let's quickly go on a short break. And after the short break, we will take the tip. Then we'll be right back to the studio to continue the program. Stay with us.
Tips on career advancement. Determining your career goals. Before you work towards career advancement, it will be important to know what type of career advancement aligns with your wants and needs. This way, you can make sure you're working towards an end state that fits your desired lifestyle. In determining your career goals, you can create guideposts for yourself as you work towards progress. Keep in mind that career goals, like most goals, tend to be cyclical. In achieving one goal, you may come to recognize a new goal. Remember to keep checking in with yourself as you reach new milestone. Planning your career advancement. Once you have clarity on your goals, you'll be more prepared to map your path towards achieving them. In this stage of your career advancement journey, you may find it helpful to compare your current state to your ideal future state. Read job listings for positions or companies you'd like to work for, and talk to people currently doing the work you hope to do. Take note of your current skill gaps or discrepancies, as these will likely be areas that you can focus on building and reinforcing to prepare for the upcoming growth stage. Working towards career growth. This next stage is when you really start engaging with your goals and working in a way that demonstrates your preparedness to advance. As you work towards growth, you may expand and hone your skill, and a new credential, take on a project, or seek networking opportunities. Depending on your goal and your relationship with your current manager, this may be a good time to talk about your desire for advancement. Knowing what you're working towards, your manager may help you find growth opportunities within your current role scope or offer advice on what you can do to qualify for advancement within your company or field. Pursuing advancement opportunities. Oftentimes, it's not enough to work towards growth. You need to ask for results you want to achieve. Actively pursuing advancement opportunities signals to the people with the power to make decisions about your career progress that you're interested and ready to move into the next phase of your career. Whether you're demonstrating your preparedness to your manager, another department lead, or hiring manager, you will likely need to seek out and offer proof of your growth and effectiveness before you're given new opportunities. During this time, keep an eye on internal and external job openings. Apply for jobs, stay in touch with key contacts, maintain an updated resume and cover letter, and prepare for interviews. Overcoming growth obstacles. Career advancement takes time and effort, and progress isn't always linear. Since certain aspects of your advancement aren't entirely in your control, you may need to overcome some obstacles or shift your plans along the way. During these times, you may want to seek additional sources of motivation guided by self improvement or an expert, such as a mentor, career coach, or career counselor. Find a mentor. A mentor is someone who has a profound knowledge about your field and has successfully passed through all the stages of advancement in your career. It is preferable to select a mentor in your industry, but not compulsory. Choose a mentor who listens to you and provides the essential advice to you to advance your career.
All right, welcome back. This is still Women's Corner. Like you see that you need those tips for your career advancement. And we have Adesola Bakare already with us. Good morning, Adesola Bakare. She is an entrepreneur. She's a personal development advocate. She's a phonic and diction coach. She's also the chairman of She's Made for More Foundation. She's a woman empowerment advocate and the CEO of Errand Clothes. Good morning, Adesola.
Good morning, Blessing. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna get started with what we have, of course, today, which is sharing your story. And of course, we have a video of some of the little things you've done, over the years, some of the things you've done over the years, the achievements, and of course, even though we cannot play all of it, but most important thing is when you need people to see exactly what you do. So I'm going to first start with the fact whereby you had the foundation as She's Made for More, and of course it's self-explanatory already. You want women to be more than what they thought they are or what they think they are. They should actually believe that they are more than that. And that brings me to the question of what was your drive? What did you see? What happened? Was it your story that moved you, or another woman's story beside you, your neighbor, your friends, family, that moved you to actually say, okay, I'm going to create this foundation, I'm going to create this organization to make sure that women become more and believe in themselves?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. I would say that, my journey has always been fueled by a deep desire to inspire young women and girls to embrace their potential, create meaningful and independent lives. Okay. And how did I get to coming up with She's Made for More? My story. My story. Growing up, I wouldn't say that I wasn't less privileged, but you know, um, parenting is quite tasking, right? So I grew up with parents who do not so who doesn't know so much about developing the child and some other, core areas of life. All right. So that now, I do not have the basic exposure that I should have. But I remember that I was always saying a prayer point. I didn't know how I came about that prayer point, but I remember that I was always praying to God that He should reveal to me who I am, because something was telling me, when something inside of you is telling you that there is more to you than you are at that moment. All right. So it was just that voice talking to me that Adeshala, there is more to you than you are. There is more to you than you can envision at this point. All right. So I was always saying to God, reveal to me who I am, who is Adeshala, why did you create me into this family and all of that. So I would say that the desire to grow, and of course I saw women on television. I saw women that I would love to be like then, and each time I see this set of women, I'll just be like, okay, they are different from the set of women that I had around me at that time. Okay, so I was always looking up to them, hoping to God that someday I will become this person. But I was limited at that time because of the environment I grew up in. So I made up my mind that I am going to be a voice to the generation coming after me, because I don't want anyone to make the kind of mistake that I made in life. I don't want women to be limited. I don't want them to continue to be what the society thought we were or we are. Okay, so that was how I came about She's Made for More. And like the name says, there is more to a woman than just going to school. In fact, some people don't even believe in going to school. Giving birth, rearing children, being married, that will be the end of their life. So I decided to be a voice to change that narrative that there is more that a woman can actually achieve in life than what the society thinks.
All right. Thank you very much for that response. Yeah, I so much believe in women empowering women, and your story is a very, very good story. But I'm going to ask this question. Now, from your profile, we see diction and phonic coach. I want to ask, what's the story? You're already all smiles. What's the story behind being a phonic and diction? And please, don't leave any details out. What was the backlash? What was the trolls? What was the family? All the, oh, she's forming it. What is this one? What was all of that? I need to hear the story and how you were able to still stand now and still be that coach that people respect.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I remember that growing up, I was like the black sheep in my family. I was totally different. So I remember my mom would always say that my daughter is Oyibo. Oyibo now means a white girl. In as much as, so she would always say that my daughter is Oyibo. And I would say that it's just natural for me. It's not as if I was forming. I was just totally different from every other person in my nuclear family. Okay, so when I became an adult, I always, like I said, basically on television, I would see women who would speak so well, who are doing amazing things, and I'll be like, oh, I want to be like these people. And then I realized that to actually be able to achieve all of my dreams, I need I need to enroll myself. I actually did it for me. Okay, so I enrolled. Um, what was I going to do? I enrolled for phonics and diction, so that by the time I am coming out, I am not blabbing or not speaking so well, right? And then I love children. I love to be around them. So during the training, I then told myself that this is even beyond what I can just acquire for myself, the skill now, acquire and just, keep it somewhere and just do it for me. I need to also teach other people, especially children. Okay, so that was how I got into, I started teaching phonics and diction in school. But basically, I did because I wanted to do it for me. So that by the time I am going out to speak to people, to have a conversation with people, I can be that woman, be the attention, be attracted to them. And, there is something about communication. When you can speak or when there is something that stands you out, people get attracted to you. They want to listen to you. So that was actually why I did that, enrolled for that course. But later I told myself, no, this is not something I can keep to myself. This is beyond me just speaking well. It's something that everyone needs to know about. And that is how I got into teaching phonics and diction and etiquette.
Okay, amazing. So was there any back and forth you had? Was there any experience when it comes to what she's saying, why she's speaking like this? Why does she talk like this among maybe your friends or family? What was it like for you? What was the experience like for you? And how were you able to convince them that this is just you trying to speak right?
Okay. I remember when I started, my friends, we were like three of us occupying the woman parlor. So when I started, my friends were like, what is all this? I would have to keep practicing, because for this for phonics and diction, it is you unlearning what you've learned before and relearning a new thing. So while I was practicing and trying to change the way I used to speak, my friends were listening definitely. Uh, especially there's this part we call it tongue twisters. So whenever I am having my private time, they'll be like, "What is wrong with this girl? Why are you trying to be who you are not?" So what I told them that I am not trying to be who I am not. I am trying to be a new version of me. Okay, I was consistent because I wasn't going to give up on myself. Later on, they had to buy. I was able to buy them over, and at some point, they also, they started learning from me. And my parents already knew that I was going to be this person because, you would always know your child. You will know that there is something about that child. So when I started this, my parents knew it. And my mom told me, I knew you were going to come up with something like this. And that's why I was always cheering you on and encouraging you to take up their roles, to take their jobs. Okay, so I was faced with criticism. They will tell you what is the meaning of this, and you'll be trying to teach the children one thing. The English teacher is telling them something different, and the children will keep coming back. Oh, Miss Desola, I thought you said this is the correct pronunciation, and Mr. So or Miss So said this is the correct way to pronounce this word or pronouncing this word. And I'll just be like, okay, let us make use of our dictionary. At least that wouldn't lie, right? So I was faced with colleagues who were not going to buy what you are trying, who were not ready for that change. And for some students and pupils, they are already used to speaking the way that they do, and you coming in to tell them, okay, let us change this, let us try something new. They just do not want to buy it. So these were the challenges that I faced. But I would say that consistency, and I was also able to infuse humor to my teaching, which made them buy, because I used to be a reserved person, and I would say that phonic fiction and etiquette brought out that vibrant part of me. So I became friendly. I would play, joke with everyone, and add humor to my teaching. Whenever I'm teaching, the children are always laughing. They enjoy the class, and that was how I was able to overcome the challenges.
Okay, great. I'm just going to ask a question in relation to phonic and diction. What was the most? Can you give us like five words that were or maybe still are the most common mistake in pronunciation of words? Like take for example, you're talking about the kids who learn something else in school, and when it gets to you, you correct them, and they come to meet you, and you're like, "Oh, Mrs. Adishola, Adishola, you said this, but this is not what we're being taught." Now, what are those common words you've come in contact with that you know for a fact that they are pronouncing them very wrong, and you want them to get it right? Actually, can you give us just 5 words? Let's just see.
The first word is teacher. So most people will say teacher. So the correct pronunciation is teacher. Another one is church, not church. So you hear people saying, I am going to church. It is not church, it is church. I am going to church. Another one is classroom, not classroom. It is classroom. Another one is toilet, not toilet, or you call it restroom. Okay, I've mentioned 4, right? Which other one? Which one? Which one again? Uh, I remember. Which one again? Okay, yes. Pronunciation, not pronunciation. Pronunciation, not pronunciation.
don't blame Nigerians basically, because English is not a language. So it takes lots of conscious effort and learning to be able to get some words pronunciation correctly. It's not actually easy, I must say, even while learning. In fact, let me just ask, how long did it take you to learn diction and phonic sounds and to be able to speak right? How long did it take you to learn?
It depends on the individual. You know, some people are fast learners and some people are not so fast. Okay, so I would say that it depends on the individual. But at most, for a fast learner, for basic pronunciations of words, let's say of consistent learning, a week of consistent learning for a fast learner and someone who is willing to learn.
We're going to ask some deep questions when it comes to phonic and diction, so people will really understand what it is, because a lot of people get it confused when it comes to which one should we speak. Should we speak the American English or should we speak the British English? So we're going to probably put you on a hot seat when we're back. But before that, let's quickly take a short break. We'll be taking a short break, and this break is just to check out some of her videos where she did the things she loves to do best. And right after that, we'll also be playing another video right after the guest video. Or let's do it this way. Let's play a tip, then after the tip, we'll play the guest video so that we can bring it back right after her video. So the next tip we'll be taking is tips to avoid temptation. You know, the times are hard. Don't get tempted and go into bad business. Don't get tempted and try to rip people off. Don't get tempted and try to steal. You know, some persons will say that you can only call someone a thief when, you know, the person is being caught red-handed. But one way or the other, Nigerians tend to steal from ourselves, either by selling or by buying. There is just something by giving or by taking. There is just a way we take something that maybe outrageously not ours, but we could actually have found a better balance to life or to it. But anyways, that's not about that. We're not here to call anybody names, so just go through the tips to avoid temptation. And right after that tips, we'll take another break by having the guest video. Then we'll take a break. Then we'll be back to the studio to continue with Adesola Bakare. This time, she's gonna be on the hot seat. Stay with us.
7 tips to avoid temptation. Pray for strength. To withstand temptation, we first need the will and a sincere desire to choose the right. It helps a lot if a situation in advance comes and then to choose the right thing. Another thing that helps is prayer. If we will pray for strength, seek out spiritual nourishment, and choose carefully where we hang out, then the Holy Ghost can be our constant companion to be with us and to warn us. Support each other. Reading the scriptures daily. Praying, exercising self-control, and following the words of the prophet, we can resist temptation. Resisting temptation strengthens your faith and shows your commitment to Heavenly Father to keep the covenant you have made. Having friends at the church can also help us because we can support each other. It takes a lot of courage to say no. Surround yourself with people of value. The friends we keep fan the flame of our desires into manifestation. The scriptures have warned severely about not walking in the counsel of the ungodly, not sharing path with sinners, and not being in the company of those that scorn honorable living. Evidently, evil communication and association corrupts good manners. Grow into spiritual maturity. It finds expression in envy, divisions, and strife. It is important, therefore, to have a growth plan. A Christian that must avoid the sting of temptation and the wages of sin must purge himself fit for enlistment in kingdom activities. Believers must work hard to purify themselves. Learn to recognize temptation. Temptation is well tempting. It presents something to us as pleasant, through or bold. We want to give in because it presents something to us that pulls on our desires and presents us with something that seems good. Know yourself well. In the Christian life, we have many enemies, one of which is our old corrupt nature that lingers within us. It may seem odd, but we must make a study of ourselves. Personality, circumstances, disposition, and life experiences are all factors that make us more susceptible to certain kinds of temptations. Rest. We are more susceptible to temptation when we are exhausted. When we are tired, we are weakened and so more vulnerable to the deceptions of the devil. Rest is very important for our spirituality. We must be extra vigilant when tired, asking the Lord for extra strength to resist temptation.
All right, welcome back. Yes, today we're talking about career. We're talking about success story of Adesola Bakare, and of course, you can see that video. Some of the things that she has done over the years with students, with women. The women aspect is she's made for more, and of course, the children is the phonic and diction coach she's doing. Okay, can we have Adesola on the screen? All right, it's good to have you back, Adesola. So yes, I know initially I said hot seat, but come off it. I'm just kidding. Why would I put you on a hot seat? But I would like to ask you questions in relation to. I would like to ask you questions in relations to phonic and diction coaching that you've been doing over the years. So what are the first two things you think anyone that's going into presentation and phonic or diction training and wants to be trained to speak right, what are the first two things the person needs to learn about?
What two things they need to know about?
Come again.
I didn't get the question.
Okay, all right. I said, what are the first two things that a student, someone who wants to learn how to speak right, either phonic, diction, presentation, however it is, communication basically, to speak it right and do it rightly. What are the first two things that they need to know about and learn to move forward?
Okay. The first thing to learn is the English sound. The English sounds, because we make use of the sounds when speaking. Okay, so and if you don't know the sounds well, and if you don't know the sounds in each word, in each English word, you definitely cannot pronounce the words correctly. So the first thing to know is or are the sounds, the English sounds. Okay, and another thing to also know after the sound is to be able to speak. I mean, that's now the aspect that's like you're going into the core part of diction, the speaking part, the stress, intonation, and the likes. So once you're able
That's
to
it.
pronounce words correctly and you know where to place your stress, you know the right intonation to use, then you're a step ahead.
All right. So, which do you think? Because I know a lot of people do not understand that the pronunciation of some words, English words, when it comes to American English and British English, are quite different. So, which would you advise someone who wants to speak right in terms of being able to communicate with Nigerians, especially your fellow person or colleague or wherever? What language? Which of the English should they go for? The American or the British?
I'll say the British. Now, the reason I said that is British is our standard as Nigerian,
Mhm.
okay, and it's quite easier. I, my opinion, it's quite easier for me, and because British is our standard as Nigerians, so I would say that British.
Hmm. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to ask this. I know it's not part of their script. Let's go over to Nollywood movies. A lot of kids watch a lot of kids watch Nollywood movies, right? And they get some pronunciations from there. And of course, we all know that sometimes it's always wrong. But I just want to say, do you think some of our actors and actresses should actually, try in as much as possible to probably learn, maybe not the phonic, but at least to be able to pronounce words or letters well? Do you think it's a necessity, or they should just keep giving us the fun?
I do not think it is necessary. I know it is necessary.
You say
I
what?
know it is necessary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I know it is necessary because, when you speak rightly, when you speak so well, it makes you a center of attraction. Okay. You command attention. Do you understand? I'm not talking about the people that form or, speak through their nose. Because I always tell people it is not about you forming accents, and it is not about you speaking through your nose. And I always advise that when that's why I mentioned the sounds. When you know the English sounds, you don't even have to. You don't need to form any accent. You would just speak naturally, like a native speaker. Do you understand? And then when we're talking about communication, it is not about you just blah 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 blah, and people cannot really pick a word from everything that you are saying or you said. It is about you speaking fluently. Your listeners, are they getting what you are saying? Can they put together the words that you speak? So for our actors and our actresses, I believe that they need to up their games when it comes to speaking and communication. Okay,
Mm.
so it is very important, and there is a way that it puts them ahead in the industry.
Okay, I like that. I like what you just said because you hear some of them when they're speaking. Okay.
Bimbo Ademoye speaks so well, but she doesn't speak through her nose. And we have several of them. Nancy Isime, she speaks so well, and some of the actors as well. So there's a way it's boost their career. So it is very necessary.
Totally, you just spoke my mind. Nancy speaks well, and like the likes of them. Yeah, I wanted to make a statement, but I'm just gonna skip that. Now let's just make it a little bit fun. Let's talk about Mommy of Lagos, Bobrisky. Do you do you think she actually speaks well? Because she's always like Mommy of Lagos. All of those extras, which I know some of our actors and actresses always tend to do. But what's your take about that? Do you think she's actually misleading? Okay, I said she. Come on. Do you think he's actually misleading a lot of people? Because sometimes I'm just going to stop asking this question at this point. You just respond. Thank you.
Okay, so I was going to ask if Bob Risky is a she or a he. Okay, but I Idris, and Idris is a male. All right, so truth be told, Idris is faking it.
Mm.
Faking it. This is how you know when a person is faking an accent. Okay, one simple word, the THE. The THE has have two pronunciations. One is the TH rather, sorry. The TH has two sounds, can make two sounds.
Mm-hmm.
One is a soft TH and the other is a strong TH. Okay? So the soft TH sound, and you have it in words like throw, throw, thousand, and the likes. And the strong TH you have in words like sounds and you can find this sound in words like the teacher, the man. And these people that fake accents will say the man, the woman. What is this? As simple as THE, you cannot pronounce well correctly. Then trust me, you're faking it. I don't care what kind of accent you use, but it's fake. Trust me. And those people that Bobby speaks through his nose. Say, "Mommy of Lagos." Don't even talk about that.
Don't start, girl.
you know, this guy, I'll be like, "What is wrong with you?" It is not like it's not a do or die thing. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. I would always tell my students, you don't need to be fake. Even accents, there are several, in fact, thousands of them.
Mhm.
So just pick, the one that you are most convenient with and flow with it. Like I said, your sound, very important. Once you know the sound, you know the right sound in each English word, you're able to pronounce the word correctly, and then you know where to use a rising intonation and a falling intonation, you are good to go.
Mm. Okay, all right. I think you're done talking. All right, the last question I'm going to ask you. Well, thank you very much for actually making it very clear for those who do not understand. But hopefully, I hope we have actresses and, of course, actors watching this to understand that, speaking right might not necessarily come in phonics, can actually come in getting it right in your diction. And to be honest, let's take away the diction and even the phonic. You can actually still speak right without making it excessively hurtful to the ears and not making the children learn the wrong ones. I think that's just my push. My push is for the children. They need to know when speaking right. Of course, like you said, when you were sharing your story, you said there are some kids, you know, they will hear one thing at school, they come meet you and they'll be like, well, you said this is what it is, but my teacher said this is what it is. So which am I supposed to believe? So it confuses the children and put them on a, you know, like more like a pendulum. They don't know where to balance themselves in. But anyways, before we let you go, what is your final take? What is your final advice? Is there something, an area I probably did not ask your question on, and you still want people, your viewers, your fans, and of course people who are watching this program to really, really understand, especially when it comes to both what you love doing best, which is the phonic and diction, and of course empowering women?
Okay, what is it I have not said? Okay, I think I would like to talk about She's Made for More Foundation. Okay, I think I've shared how it all started, and then of course every organization or every individual would have to face one challenge or another, you know, on this life journey. Okay, so personally for me, it's been quite overwhelming, you know, trying to balance all that I represent. I mean, the roles, multiple roles, being a wife, being a mother, being an advocate, being an entrepreneur, and all of that. Okay, so it's been quite overwhelming and challenging, especially with She's Made for More Foundation. But you know, I would say that God has been helping me. So I just want to say that yes, the path, you know, that path has not been easy for me or for anyone who is also, you know, walking the same path. But I would say that for everyone who we have inspired along the line or along the way, I would say that your dreams are valid. That is, if you are wishing to also do something, be a voice, render, I mean, lend, be a voice to the generation coming after you or the present generation. All right. So your dreams are valid. I can say for a fact that all glory to God, everything that I have achieved. This is one of the dreams I used to have then, being a guest or probably a broadcaster. Okay, so and I've been on Galaxy Television. This is my third appearance here. So it is a dream come true for me. And it's one of the reasons I always tell people that your dreams are valid. Do not stop dreaming. She's Made for More was born out of passion, dream. I am a dreamer. Sometimes even my dream scares me. I'll be like, is this achievable? But I know that with God on my side and you know with the support that I have around me, nothing is impossible for me to do, especially when my Bible tells me so. Okay, so I would have loved to say a lot of things, but because of our time, you know, share our future goals. That is, if you permit me, especially for She's Made for More. Um, I don't know if we still have time.
No, we do not. We do not have time. We just have like 1 minute left for you. So I'm just wanting you to wrap up so that I could.
Okay. Okay, so basically that is that a whole lot that I wish to do, that I wish to be, but I'm just taking it one step per time because I know that as long as I live, my dreams are valid and I can always be what or whoever that I want to be. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and we pray you become the best that you want to be. And of course, I will say congratulations in advance because I know you have so much more to offer and so much more to get in return. Anyways, from all of us at Galaxy Television, we really like to appreciate you for joining the program and for teaching for teaching us right, how to speak right. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed yourself on the program.
Yes. It's been fun.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. Thank you.
On a hot seat. But then, no, it's not hot. It's
No, it wasn't hot. I was just trying to keep you a bit, on the edge. But anyways, that's it for today. That's all we could take. I hope you learned one or two things about Adesola Bakare's success story. And of course, if you really want to get to her, you can go to our comment section, and of course, we could share contact so you can learn how to speak right, either by diction or phonics. I think they come hand in hand. You just have to learn both of them. And like she said, you have to keep learning. Make sure you do it right, because we have children who are looking up to you and will want to learn. My name is Rose Blossom. Up next,